what would you say, like at that point in time? I mean, obviously that was a big part of it, right? Because as a catcher, that's what you got to do majority of the time, right? So it's something that, yeah, the anxiety of it, or, the fear of throwing it back to the pitcher and all of that. Did that last? Because even after JUCO, you went on to play a little bit more baseball?
Yes.
So kind of explain how did this change even, I guess, your passion for the game of baseball, and where were you at, mentally, physically, as you kind of played the rest of your career?
So physically, again, when I came back from that shoulder injury, it was a JUCO.
Mm-hmm.
And physically, I was the best I had been.
Okay.
I mean, talking to scouts almost on a daily basis.
God.
I was playing JUCO ball in Georgia. So I was talking to coaches from pretty much most of the Southern schools.
Okay.
Really wanted to play in the SEC.
Okay.
Had a good rapport built with Georgia when I was there. So physically, I was great, and mentally, I was back to that like type A personality. I was back to having confidence, and I built confidence back up, almost maybe too much. I mean, I became I talked a lot, and I would like dare guys to run on me, and I would, I was kind of a boisterous player at that point, and but it was fun. Baseball was fun again for me.
Okay.
And mentally and physically, I was like, all right, this is it. Whether I play college, great, but I might want to go just play professional baseball at this point.
Okay.
And that was a definite possibility.
Got it.
So I was back, and then it was one throw. Changed all of that.
Yes.
And we were actually at this was the day I was most likely going to commit to Georgia. And I had actually like Vanderbilt out watching me, and I had a bunch of SEC schools, and we were at the University of Georgia playing a game.
Okay.
And warming up, infield, outfield, and I was coming up to throw to second for one of the throws we had to make, and boom, it's like a bomb went off in my elbow.
Yeah.
And it just, I knew it right away. Right away, I was like, this is not good, because it's a pain that I'd never felt before.
Yeah.
And ended up finishing infield, outfield. So I worked through it there.
Got it. Okay.
Because I knew these teams were out there watching. So I'm like, they can't just not play me. Yeah. So I knew I had to play, and I knew I had to play through whatever I was feeling. And they took me out from catching by like the 5th or 6th inning. So it was just an inter squad game with another school. And we played like 15 or 20 innings that night.
Okay.
So they took me out like the 5th or 6th inning. And by the time I was out, my elbow had swollen up to the size of a softball.
Yeah.
And it was just completely, it was not good. And you could see the looks on people's faces that, there was some significant damage in there. So I just iced it, and I took 2 or 3 weeks off of throwing.
Okay.
And when I came back, same pain.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I'm going to take another month off of throwing. Came back, same pain.
Got it.
And eventually I just said, screw it. I'm going to just throw through this. I'm going to throw through this pain. And I played, half to 3/4 of our actual season.
Okay.
With my elbow just in sheer pain. I wasn't the player that I was in the fall.
Yeah.
I wasn't a type A, like run on me, I dare you.
Yeah.
It wasn't there. I didn't throw anybody out that year.
Yeah.
I was struggling behind the plate to even just function as a catcher. And it took a lot of the pressure off of me as far as the throwing the ball back. Because I had a reason if something were to occur, if I were to revert back to that yips. So it gave me that, okay, well, my elbow is hurting, and kind of took my mind off of everything else. So I played, and then I eventually got it MRI'd, and by one of the top surgeons in the country, James Andrews. And he's like, man, you've got a full tear of your UCL. He's like, and it's been a while.
Yeah.
Since you've had this tear, because it is, I don't know if he used the word diseased, but it's pretty well degenerated in there. So he goes, I don't know how you've been doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And literally the day after I had that MRI, I got it replaced.
Okay.
And that was another long journey back. And that was it for me. When that throw happens, like my baseball career was over.
Yeah.
Mentally, my baseball career was over. I didn't give myself a chance to really come back. I felt, and the game never owes anybody anything. And that's what you'll realize playing in. But it's like the game just kept like kicking me, and then I'd be down and kick me more.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was that, and I just never was the same. Working out wasn't a thing for me anymore. It was just, I think back to my times after that, and I think I was filling pants out that I probably should not have been filling out. So I was probably a little overweight when I came back from my Tommy John.
Got it. So let's backtrack a little bit, but no, thanks for sharing that. And that's definitely a lot of hard times and things that you have to overcome.